In the distant future, humanity had expanded far beyond Earth. Colonies were scattered across planets, moons, and space stations, connected by a network of ships that crossed the galaxy. Humanity thought they were invincible until they weren't. The alien race known as the Jikar arrived without warning, a race of monstrous creatures, large and strong, with intelligence far surpassing anything Earth had ever encountered. They came in massive warships that blocked out the stars. Their invasion was swift, brutal, and merciless. The Jikar's technology was far more advanced, and their weapons were devastating. Human forces, despite their best efforts, were overwhelmed. Cities fell, armies crumbled, and the once proud human colonies began to perish. It seemed like the end. General Anna Kessler stood on the bridge of the last functioning warship of the human fleet, the Resolute, watching the vast expanse of space. The stars twinkled far away, almost mocking her. Their future was dimmer than ever. The last few remaining ships were outmatched, and there was no hope of reinforcement. The Jikar had wiped out entire fleets with ease. "We've lost everything," Anna said quietly. Her voice, though steady, betrayed a sense of hopelessness. "Not everything," said Commander Mike Zane, standing beside her. He was holding a datapad, a single document flickering on the screen. His eyes gleamed with determination. "What do you mean, Mike? We have nothing left. I've been digging into their systems, their history. There's something I found, something they overlooked." Anna raised an eyebrow. What could they possibly have overlooked then? We're on the brink of extinction. "I don't think we are. There's a human aspect to us they don't understand. They're blind to it. And that might be their greatest mistake." Anna didn't understand, but she didn't have time to question him. The Jikar were preparing for their final assault. They had already wiped out the last of the resistance forces on several colonies, and Earth itself was next. In just a few hours, they would strike the last remaining human strongholds. "We need to move fast, Anna. We need to use what makes humans, well, human." Anna turned toward him, frustration building. "What are you talking about? What difference can it possibly make now?" Mike smiled slightly. "It's all about adaptability. The Jikar, for all their advanced technology and strength, are predictable. They have no room for creativity, no room for improvisation. They plan, they execute, and they move on. But humans, we don't think like that. We can change on the fly. We can adapt to the strangest of situations. That's what we've always done, and that's how we're going to win." Anna's heart skipped a beat. Could it be possible? Could their adaptability, their very nature as a species, really turn the tide? The sound of the alert system cut through their conversation. The Jikar fleet was coming. They were closing in on the Resolute, their weapons charged and ready. The final battle was about to begin. Anna looked to Mike. "You better be right about this." "I'm sure of it," Mike said. "Let's give them a fight they'll never forget." The crew of the Resolute scrambled into position. The Jikar ships emerged from the darkness of space like shadows, enormous and menacing. Their advanced ships were designed for precision and power, but they lacked the one thing that humans thrived on: unpredictability. The Jikar were so used to their calculated approach that they failed to account for the chaos humans could bring. As the first Jikar warship fired, Hannah ordered evasive maneuvers. The Resolute dodged, twisting and turning in ways no Jikar ship had ever been programmed to anticipate. Their weapons missed by a hair's breadth. It was the first time in this war that the humans hadn't simply been blasted away. Then came the moment Mike had been waiting for. He activated the new weapon system, an invention so simple it almost seemed laughable. The humans had repurposed their own technology in ways the Jikar never thought to try. They had developed a weapon that couldn't be predicted: human ingenuity. It was a series of makeshift electromagnetic pulses designed to trigger at random intervals, creating wild, unpredictable surges of power that disrupted Jikar technology. As the pulses activated, the Jikar ship's systems began to glitch. Their weapons malfunctioned, shields flickered, navigation controls scrambled. In that chaos, the Resolute struck. Small, quick attacks on weak spots, exploiting the disarray the Jikar hadn't prepared for. It wasn't perfect. The Resolute took damage, but the Jikar didn't know how to fight back. They had no plan for this kind of chaos. They didn't know how to adjust. The battle raged for hours, but as the last of the Jakar warships fell, Hannah and Mike stood victorious. Against all odds, humanity had triumphed. "It's over," Hannah said, her voice still filled with disbelief. "No," Mike replied, a grin spreading across his face. "It's just the beginning. They'll never forget what happened here. They'll learn the hard way that humanity can never be crushed. Not as long as we have the ability to adapt, to improvise, to fight back." Anna looked out at the stars. The war wasn't over. There were still many battles ahead. But for the first time in a long while, humanity had a glimmer of hope. And that was enough to make the impossible seem possible. The G-Car had underestimated humanity's strength. They thought it was all over, but they had forgotten one thing. Humans didn't give up. They never had. And that, in the end, was what made them unstoppable.